I
finish.
just wanted to say, Haitians here is like the black people, and we Dominicans, we are the white people.
Wow. She said that Dominicans are white people and Haitians are black people. What does that even mean? Let's continue watching and see if we can get some clarity. I recently hopped on a live panel at the Dominican Route channel where we engage in the following discussion about anti-blackness in the Dominican Republic. John, the Dominican Route, is an American who lives in the Dominican Republic. Please subscribe to his channel. John was also called a monkey in the Dominican Republic. Let's keep watching.
Hi Jennifer, how are you?
I'm okay, girl. You?
I'm doing great, thank you.
I love
Can I ask you guys a question? You and Scarlett, is your name Scarlett?
Scarlett, yes.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
my cousin. Yeah.
You guys are like Dominican, obviously, right? And you guys are more like darker skinned Dominicans. Do people ever assume you guys are Asians? Do you ever get that being accused of being Haitians?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. And by the way, I speak Creole.
Also, do you have Haitian background?
I have a lot of Haitian friends.
No,
and
she's
cousins.
asking, do you have is any of your
Like family.
any of your family members Haitian?
No.
No.
Not directly, like maybe a few generations back, or just not at
Yeah,
all.
it could be. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, probably my grandma from my mom from my grandma, something like that.
Right,
I hear
Okay.
something about that. To be honest, I hear something about that.
right. How does it make you feel when people accuse you of being Haitian? Do you feel some type of way, or you don't care?
Good. Cause I feel. I mean, I'm not if you know what. It was like a part of my life before, like a few years ago. I would love to be a Haitian.
Right.
Yeah, honestly. And by the way, I love Haitian people. They nice.
Yeah,
They nice. And you know what? Like, it's like a here. Nobody is the same way. Like,
yeah,
everybody is
crazy
different.
people. We got good people everywhere.
I love to speak Creole. And every day when I see people selling stuff by my house, I talk to them like I didn't
Yeah.
even know how to explain.
Right.
But it's so nice. I
Exactly. And some Dominicans in India will look at her and say that she's Haitian.
love
And that's wonderful. How about you, Scarlett? How about you? How do you feel about? Do you ever get accused of being Haitian sometimes?
No,
No.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't. No.
not really.
Okay.
But
Not
the thing about Jennifer is Jennifer language. You don't understand if she's speaking English, French,
Creole.
Creole, or whatever. Her language. She got some type of.
Moi parle un petit créole.
I like her. She's fun.
And by the way, I wanted to start. I want to go to your country. I want to go to Nigeria.
That's
I'm
like-
not from Nigeria.
I don't know, but I want to go there. I want to see how they move their booty.
I-
I go there. It doesn't
No,
matter
yeah,
where.
definitely come with me. When I come to the, I want to meet you, and I definitely want.
Please.
But I definitely want to meet you guys. I promote African culture, so
So you're gonna come.
I love
You're gonna come to the Dominican, right?
yeah, I've been there many times. Next time I'll be there should be soon, and I want to come to San Cristobal where you guys are. I want to meet you guys.
Yeah, and she'll
Waiting
pick.
for you.
She's gonna pick you up at the airport and
Yeah.
everything.
Thank you. So,
Valentina, you got a place in
Bonao.
Banal. Okay, yeah, I heard
So-
you say that's why I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, Bonao is my home in Dominican Republic,
Okay.
and I have
Yeah,
and I
I'm not sure
and I have a
who's
Dominican
on.
child. So
That's yeah. You have a. I love your channel, African
Thank
Dominican. Hey,
nice
Haitian.
talking to you guys. Nice
Wait,
talking to you, Scarlett.
African Dominican. I need you to stay on for 5 minutes and talk until we move up.
Okay, we get
Okay.
you a couple minutes.
Okay,
Stick around for a
Re-
minute, because I got some questions for you too, sister.
Okay, let's go.
But I love your channel. I love the way
Thank
that
you.
you move. I love the topics that you tackle and that you bring up. Hold on, John. So Valentina, let's hold on, John. We're gonna take over your screen for a minute. And guess what? Racism exists in Africa. White supremacy exists around the globe. Can we
Right.
stop?
I think the only difference
in Africa.
I think the only difference is in other parts of the world, is more like covert. It's like covered. I think it's normalized. They don't want to talk about it. But in
Yes,
America, it's more vocal. You talk about it. But in the third world countries like Dominican Republic, they see
they
it, but
won't
they
talk
just
about it.
don't vocalize it. But in other countries, like for example, white people are worshipped in Africa. If you go to East Africa, West Africa, being white is like worshipped by even black Africans. You
Yes,
know, if you with a
which
white person, they think you made it in life.
which is the one reason why I said they say, and which is as an African American, it pisses me off the most because I'm like, you know what? I tell everybody else in the diaspora, you should be kissing African Americans' ass, not because we're special, but because we start the conversation that
That's
others
true.
won't have.
That's true.
So what I'm saying is we export. So you say, you talk about you. It's such great. We're starting a conversation that y'all should be having everywhere where anti-blackness exists. You guys should be. We're creating the blueprint to say start because guess what? We ain't won. We haven't succeeded, but we start in conversation and we don't let them ignore it.
Right.
Yeah,
So what
and
we're
I think
trying to
that's a
tell you
good point.
how to
And I
start
think
a conversation to not let them ignore it where you are. Because even
Yeah.
in the DR, 90% of the people at the bottom of the pier are dark skinned. And you
Well,
know
let's
that, Valentina,
wait. But
I do.
let's ask Jennifer. Jennifer, do you believe that that dark skinned Haitians and dark skinned Dominicans have a harder time in the Dominican Republic?
Uh, honestly, yes, yes, we do.
It's an honest conversation, or we're not having an honest
You're not
conversation.
That's a stupid.
You're not dark
That's
skinned.
stupid. Oh, what the hell are you talking about?
She is, John. Stop bullshit.
Oh no, excuse me, I'm blondie.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
But
no.
you
I'm
have
like, of
you have a
course.
harder time than one that's lighter skinned, green eyes,
Yeah, but
straight. And we do a disservice by acting like, well, because they don't talk about it, it don't exist. They don't have to talk about it. I got eyes.
And also to just add to point, is too, when we cover it up, things stay the same because we're not allowing any fact to these people who treat black people, dark skinned people. When we talk about it, we bring it to the forefront, and those people can think twice. Oh, let me treat this person better. Because sometimes people are just ignorant about it. They cover it up, and everybody goes along with the program, and nobody makes noise about it,
Right.
right? And I think that's why here in America, because I live in Washington D.C. Us black people in America from other countries, we live more comfortable here because you know why? Black Americans made noise about blacks being mistreated,
Yeah.
right? That's why we can be here and prosper. But in our countries, we are treated like we're nothing if you're dark skin. But because we don't make
Right.
noise about it, we just cover it up.
Well,
Look,
let me
John.
hold on. Let me ask Jennifer. Do you think that dark skinned people Dominicans have a harder time in the Dominican
I
Republic?
already said yes. Sometimes we do. It depends.
How many times you want her to tell you?
Shut up,
And
Rico.
John, go to Elizabeth Pina because I wanna dispel this myth too. But okay, let me just say this.
No, hold up. Right,
No,
Rico.
let me
A
just say
lot
this.
of us are mixed. We don't deny black or white.
Let me just say this to button it up.
Okay.
Every African American in America is mixed as well.
Yeah.
There's no pure blood African Americans in America. We are
No.
all descendants of slaves. We are all mixed.
And you
This
know what?
all mixture argument bullshit is utter
Yeah,
bullshit.
they say that just to kind of get off
I
the
agree, Rico.
subject.
Let me also say this, Rico. I agree with that because even in Africa, honestly, almost everybody in this world is mixed because of colonialism and a lot of
Thank you.
movement. Everybody in this world is mixed. The only people
Stop
that
that shit.
the only people that may be pure, maybe South Sudan people, maybe they're a little bit more pure. But everybody, even in Africa, everybody has a little drop of another blood, whether it's white or Asian, because people have been traveling around for a long time, colonialism. But everybody in this world is mixed.
Mixed.
It's not.
Yeah,
It's not. It's not
that's right.
Dominican.
But the issue is the anti-blackness, meaning the darker you are, the less you're treated, no matter what country you in. So claiming a nationality does not protect you from that. Because see, Jennifer, John, me, or Valentina, we could claim English. When they look at us, we're from black. They don't look at us and see our nationality. They don't care where we're from. They look and see what they see. And that's what this is about.
Yeah.
It's not about there's nothing
It
about me
is.
that looks
It
English.
doesn't matter where you go.
It doesn't look. I don't look Canadian. I don't look English. I don't look Panamanian. I look black.
Like a lot of Dominicans, because they speak Spanish, they think they are Spanish, right? But
No,
we speak
you're
we
still
speak
black.
English. Like in my country, in
It
Namibia,
doesn't matter if you
English.
speak English. If you're dark skinned, you treat different. You're
right.
being treated different.
That's
It
right.
doesn't matter if you speak English,
Mm-mm.
Spanish, Creole. It doesn't
And
fucking
a
matter
lot, some
everything
a
and
lot of,
nothing.
and the reason we said that, I didn't mean to cut you off, African Dominican, but a lot of times people come on here and say Dominicans don't look at color and we don't look at color, but that's not true.
Listen, let me tell you something. Let's say like if you be blondie, oh nine or whatever, like you look good and
They see
you
that.
light skin, and you have a lot of tattoos, but I'm dark and I have a lot of tattoos, they will say, "Oh, this is," and they will be comparing and stuff like that.
Complain.
And even if I got money and if you have nothing, they will treat you better than me, even if I have money, like to buy everything.
Thank
Right.
you.
But a lot of Dominicans say, oh, we don't look at color and stuff like in the United States.
It's just
Of course, they
bullshit.
will say that, but
I
this is,
think
this is
that's
how people treat
yeah.
people.
But
Let's go at the store.
let
And
me let
you
me ask
speak
you let me
English
ask you
and I
let
speak
me ask you
Spanish,
this,
and let's
Jennifer.
see how they're gonna treat us.
But let
You're
me
gonna
ask you this,
treat him
Jennifer.
better than me.
This is what I always say.
I'm not, I know what I'm saying.
But John, you know who the very people who say that are the people that's not black.
Yeah.
It's always the ones that's not black that say we don't see color. No, you don't see color.
And
Exactly.
only
And they are lying.
people,
And they are lying because they do see color. You know, why is it that in Dominican Republic they have a name for black people like Negro, Moreno, but they don't have a name
well,
for white Dominicans?
What's the name?
I mean, like when they call it negro, it just try to say black, but I mean, it sounds good because I like people call me black.
Right.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I mean,
You like
my
that?
opinion. Oh, of course.
Yeah,
Call me
it's nice.
Negra.
Right. I think.
Shanty Black
Yeah.
Queen.
We talking
But I
about
guess my part. I guess
Shanty Black Queen. Yeah, that's my nickname.
exactly. I guess my point was those who say they don't see color, Dominicans who say they don't see color. If they didn't see color, they wouldn't call anybody by their color, right? They have a color name for like dark skinned Dominicans, but they don't have a color name for white skinned Dominicans. They don't call them, oh, you are whitey, or they just call them. They don't even have a name for them, but they have a name for the darker skinned Dominicans
No,
based on the.
but the thing is, they use that thing to call it by let's say like it's like a good thing, like when they say, hey, black, come
Yeah.
here,
Right.
or whatever.
Like
It's
my
That's not a
queen.
bad thing.
it's not a bad thing. It's not a
Right,
bad
yeah.
thing, honestly.
Yeah, I know it's not a bad thing. I'm just saying the fact that they have a name for dark skinned Dominicans, but they don't have a special name for the white skinned Dominicans. I mean, like Negra is like it's like a say McQueen or Black Queen. That's a compliment, obviously Morena or Morena. But I'm just saying those Dominicans who say they don't see color, but then they call Dominicans Negra and Morena. That's a color word.
Right. Yeah. Look at this. Look at this right here. Ambrose says you must address the elephant in the room. It's not the dark people problem unless they play the game.
Alright. Jennifer is la negra. Jennifer is the black. Yeah, you see that? What? Don't be jealous.
No,
If you
okay.
don't have nobody to talk to you. Shit.
Okay, it's on there.
Okay, I love
Rika
you.
Tommy said
Okay.
the same thing happens in Puerto Rico.
They are afraid to hurt their feelings. Then the problem will go away. It's not a dark people problem unless they play the game. So what are they saying about that, Rico?
I think they're saying it is a dark person problem, but I like what Rika Tommy said, because like I said, I do know that the same thing does happen in Puerto Rico.
Yes, it does. It does.
It's,
Yeah.
it's the truth. So
I live-
it's just
I live-
frustrating.
I
the
live.
fact-
Right.
So when we hear this bullshit, we can't go, oh, well, they said no. We need to call it out.
Right. We have to call it out. We have to
can't
address
be
it.
accepting that bullshit because we don't want to
Right.
hurt their feelings. I'm not trying to hurt their feelings, but I'm like, nah, bro, that's some bullshit.
But they,
We
have
but
to call it out.
as you
I'm not
notice,
telling you to go to head. All I'm
African
saying
Dominican
is,
and Rico, as y'all notice, every time you
No.
ask a Dominican and talk to a Dominican about race or something like that, they fade out, get on the phone, they'll walk away and be like, "Hey, I'm Dominican."
It makes them uncomfortable. It makes them uncomfortable because they don't want to talk about it. They want to push it under the rug. And I know a lady who had 5 kids. Two of them are light skinned, the other three are dark skinned. And she loved her light skinned kids. And she made sure that her dark skinned kids knew that they were ugly and they were not accepted by her. Right? So that happens a lot in Dominican families where the darker skinned siblings or family members are looked down upon, right? But
Right.
they just ignore it. But it's not right. Right?
But
We have to talk
listen,
about it.
no,
But
I'm not taking up for Dominican people. I've been living here for 3 years. The
Sure.
thing is, Dominicans don't give a damn, and it does. That's like me being a baseball player, and you say, "Hey, John, let's go play tennis. Let's go play tennis." I don't like tennis. Let me finish, Rico. Hold up.
Mhm.
I don't like tennis. So my point is, they didn't see no slavery back in the day. They didn't see people getting hanged. They don't talk about Martin Luther King. They don't talk about Malcolm X. They don't talk about none of that stuff. So that's like a fight they don't even have in the Dominican Republic. Now you start talking about Haitians, and how Haitians took over the Dominican Republic, and they did. Haitians took over the Dominican Republic for a while and things like that. So that's what they'll talk about. Like she look, now she wants to talk about it now. Look.
Listen. Let me
I
finish.
just wanted to say, Haitians here is like the black people, and we Dominicans, we are the white people.
Right.
Which is
right.
crazy.
And
But
that's
John, let me finish. Let me finish.
that's a good point. You heard what she said, right?
John.
Even
And that's
I heard what
and
she
that's
said. John,
that's
I
like
heard
that's
what
like
she
Me-
said.
that's like Mexicans in the United
John, let me
States.
finish. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
I heard what she said. I also know she's uneducated.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I know she's
She's
uneducated.
not uneducated.
Yes,
That's
she
wrong.
is.
No,
Yes, she is. She said Dominicans are white and Haitians are black.
shout out to
Yeah, what does that mean?
That's
What
what
is
she
it?
said.
Break
She
that
said
down,
Dominicans are
Rico.
white. They're not white, right? Are Dominicans white, John? Is
No,
Jennifer
but
white?
she missed.
Can
She said it's a metaphor. She said you're missing the point.
Okay, so the
Okay,
point
let her
I'm
break it
saying
down.
is it's an uneducated point. And what I'm saying is just because they repeat it, right? If you and I are educated, we don't repeat the same things that we know better. That's all
So-
I'm
so
saying.
let-
Like, they
so
can
let
say
me-
that shit all they want.
Right.
I'm not going to go out and regurgitate it because that's the way they feel, even though I know
But
that.
listen, they push this. They
Sure.
push this. And listen what Elizabeth says. There was a dictator named Trujillo, and I know this. And
Yes.
Yeah, we know that.
Yes,
yeah.
I agree with that.
I don't know
Yeah,
if she
I do
knows
that
it.
too.
I don't know if she knows that though.
It's because she may be uneducated. That's the whole point.
And
Uneducated
he,
needs to not be taught.
right, and she has no
We're
interest
gonna,
in it.
we're gonna ask her real quick. Did you? Now I asked a lot of.
She has to explain herself between black and white. Like,
It's a lot of older Dominicans that I ask questions to, and they say Trujillo did not allow them to claim their African roots. Did you know that? And do you feel that energy when you talk about African roots? When it comes, did you know that Trujillo did that?
Trujillo.
I'm sorry, Trujillo. I'm sorry. Yeah. Did you know? First question is: did you know that Trujillo really tried to like get rid of the dark
Yeah.
skin? And did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Carla, let me ask you a question. Earlier you say that Haitians are black and Dominicans are white. When you say Dominicans are white,
like here, I mean, you don't
what do you
really
mean?
in Dominican Republic, you don't really see like the racist people like when it comes to skin color like that. That's why
Okay.
I want a metaphor like that. That's why I say we're the white people.
Right. She meant
It means they're uneducated because they don't want to know.
And I think it's also like convenience, ignorance. Like they don't want to know
Yes.
about certain aspect of race or color, but then when it's convenient, they will bring up the color issue. Like just like in the workplace, Dominican Republic, lighter Dominicans get better jobs, get better treatment, right? That's a race issue. So they
Yeah.
conveniently ignore that, right? Try to normalize it. But it's like they have that like convenient ignorance. Some things they'll give a pass, but then deep down they really know the issues, but they don't want to face those issues.
hmm
Yeah, I agree with that because like the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, I was like, man, where are all the dark skinned people in the front at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino? And then I'll get a Dominican to say, Well, if you don't like it, go back to your country. And I'm like, wait, that's not my point. My point is, why is it all light-skinned people at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino as soon as you walk in?
But John, by the same reason they won't sit there and they won't confront racism, they won't confront sexism either.
Right. Yeah.
They won't confront the fact that women are second-class citizens and treated like shit.
Right.
They will completely ignore that.
Yeah.
They will because it's just always been that way. So why should it be any different?
John made the young lady Jasmine called him a monkey, and I didn't think that the young lady knew that was racist. So how do you?
It's okay. You were black.
Yeah. So
you're black. It's okay.
Now I shaved all my hair off, right? And the girl that helps me out with my English program, and she's on the channel a lot. Her name is Jasmine. We were shooting the video, and she said, "Coach John, you shaved all your hair off your face. You look like a monkey." That's what she said.
Yeah.
So it didn't offend me at all, but and I knew that she wasn't trying to be racist. I've had white people in the United States call me a monkey and a nigger,
and they were being racist.
And they were being racist. But do you think a monkey is a bad name to call a person?
I watched a series where this black boy had a teacher and he said monkey. There was the word on it, and the parents felt like offended. The parents got mad because the man that gave the shirt to the boy was white, and there was the word monkey on it. And at that moment, I didn't know that was racist. That's just me being honest. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So when you were younger and when you were a teenager and stuff, nobody walked around and said you're a monkey or you look like a monkey or nothing like that.
Yeah, I've been told that word.
But it's never.
But here, that doesn't mean you're being racist to me.
Yeah, and let me add to that as well. Being from Africa, we have a lot of monkeys there. And when I was a kid, if somebody calls me a monkey, I'm not gonna think they're being racist. So even I didn't know it was racist until I came to America. So I can understand her point. Not everybody considers being called a monkey racist.
That's absolutely right. That's a great point. And I didn't believe that Jasmine was calling me a monkey because she was being racist.
But don't think for a moment that probably in half the countries around the world, if you call a black person a monkey, it's considered racist. So while it may not be considered racist everywhere, it's been a trope all the way back through the 1700s where they've called Africans monkeys because that was a way they described us as being savage, animalistic, and that was what we were most closely identified with.
Ugly. Can we not forget about that?
So
right.
So we're not going
to
say
say ugly also.
We're not going to say that all of a sudden. Put it like this: we didn't make a habit of calling white people monkeys.
Right.
So it was specifically, they didn't make a habit of calling Asian people monkeys. They didn't make a habit of calling Latino people monkeys. It was mostly Africans specifically because we were deemed as animals. So it wasn't just America. If you call a black child a monkey in England, a lot of countries, it's deemed as racist.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I agree. And I think now if somebody from another race calls a black person a monkey, yeah, I can say that being racist. But if another black person calls another black person a monkey, I don't know if that's racist as well. I don't know what you think, Rico or John. Like the kid who called John a monkey, she was black. She's black, right?
It still can be treated that way, even if it comes from a black person. It can still be looked at that way.
Right.
It's all up on the recipient and how they receive the insult. And what we got to stop doing is we got to stop qualifying. You know what I'm saying? So in other words, what we're doing is, you know what we're doing when we have this conversation? We're qualifying when people call us niggas. Oh, well, he said it would. You know, literally right now in 2023, they're defining whether or not it's an ER or the A. I'm like, what does it matter?
Right.
It's a
Right.
slur. I don't care how it is.
I like not talking about race. I don't mind talking about it all the time on, sometimes every now and then on the channel. But I like being in the Dominican Republic, and I don't feel like a white person is looking down on me. I know Haitians probably feel that way,
Well, you
but
don't
I
think
don't
they
feel
are.
that way in the Dominican Republic. No, I don't. I've never had a Dominican person to call me
You
a
said a
look
white
down on
person.
me, or
You said a
The
white
thing
person.
is that here
I meant to
with
say Dominican
with Haitians, it's more about culture. It's not a skin color.
culture.
That doesn't matter here.
And do you think it has something to do with the war that you all had with the Haitians also?
I think.
Yes.
Yeah, cause okay, here people does joke around about your color, but it's not like being racist. It's just like, oh my God, you're so black. Oh, you're almost blue or something like that. But it's just a joke. It's not racist.
That is racism.
But
No, I'm just saying it is. I know you may not think it
here,
is, but it is.
here, I mean, I wouldn't take it as a racist person.
Yes,
And
but
that's
what you're saying, what you're actually describing, Scarlett, if I can explain it to you.
I can't really. That's I
No,
don't know.
no, no. I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is we do the same thing in the U.S. Believe it or not, in the U.S., John will tell you, within the black community, light-skinned people will call dark-skinned people blackie. We
Yeah.
call them blackie. You look like ink. You look like midnight. We struggle with colorism the same way. Colorism is a form of racism.
Yes.
It just is. We used to look at it the same way that you guys look at it. We used to look at it the same way that Dominicans did. Oh, it's not really racism. But the more we became educated, we realized that, you know what? This shit is racist. It's racist that we look down on our darker skinned brothers and sisters as if we're better than them. Because in African American communities in America, light skinned people who look like you and John and me will look down on dark skinned people like Jennifer. We would do that. Yes.
That
we would do
means
that.
here there's a lot of race because
Yes.
everyone, literally everyone,
Yes.
jokes about the skin color here.
And I'm trying to tell you that's a form of racism. We had to educate ourselves to stop doing that.
Yeah.
Is all I'm saying is until we got educated, we used to do that, believe it or not, we used to have what they called a brown paper bag test. So basically, if someone wanted to date you, they held up a bag. If you were darker than the bag, you were no good. No bueno.
Right. Yeah.
That was a real thing in America. We got educated, is what I'm saying. We used to laugh about this shit too. But we found out it's not a joke anymore.
Right.
We got to stop laughing about it and get better.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. I believe that I do my best to try to let people know that racism is bad. And I told Jasmine when she called me a monkey, I said, hey, and when we got off the channel, when we got off and I turned the camera off, I said, you have to really be careful with that word when you go to the United States. And, you can't call anybody a monkey. And she understood it. Remember, this girl is 13 years old. She's 13 years old. She's not 20 something years old. When did you find out that monkey was
when I watched the series that I said.
How old were you?
20. That was like a few days ago.
And she just found that out that a monkey that the word
you,
monkey
save that girl life. Tell her right now. Save her life. Because she's gonna say that to the wrong person and it's not gonna end well, John.
That's true. Yeah.
But I'm saying save that child. Shit, save her life. Tell her, don't call nobody no monkey. That shit may not end well. You call the wrong person that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She really, because brown skin, they do have brown skin monkeys, and she watched TV and she said, Coach John, you look like a monkey.
John,
and
I know they got white monkeys too, but they don't call white people monkey. They got white monkeys. They don't call white people monkeys. We know what it is, and that's what I'm saying. I just think it's crazy. I know what you're saying,
Right.
and I know that the little girl didn't mean any harm. I'm just saying, sweetheart, I love you. I don't want you to get in trouble. You can't be calling people that.
Right.
But the only thing is, everybody sit there and say we're obsessed with it. We're not obsessed with race in America. We're more willing to talk about it while other people pretend it doesn't exist.
Right.
And that's where they think it's an obsession, because you know what? Y'all are content with it. We're not.
Right.
But I'm not going to ignore it, and I'm not going to, just because I'm in a place where other people choose to ignore it. It's an anti-blackness. The darker you are, the lesser you are.
Mm-hmm.
It exists in the DR too. But here's my thing. If you want to keep your head buried in the sand and believe that race don't exist, fine, I don't care. But you ain't going to disrespect me, period.
Yeah.
With Haitians, Dominicans don't want them here.
I hate racism, and no matter if it's in the Dominican
everywhere
or the United States. Yeah.
Unfortunately, anti-blackness and colorism is not in the Dominican Republic only. It's worldwide. Let's not pretend it's okay by sweeping it under the rug. Let's talk about it.
Alright, good people. This is the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something from it. Please feel free to leave your comment below with any thoughts that you may have, and like and share this video. People of African heritage, please, let's embrace our Africanness. Africa is beautiful. You are beautiful. And of course, let's just embrace each other as humans. Despite the color of your skin, we are really one. We bleed the same. Thank you. Have a good one. God bless.